South of 5th. If you know Miami real estate, you know that this small area at the southern tip of Miami Beach is in a category of its own. It is widely considered the most exclusive and desirable condo market in all of Miami. And the first quarter of 2026 data tells you exactly why that reputation is well earned. I'm Jose Laya, born and raised right here in Miami, and I've been selling real estate in the city for 20 years. I've seen every market cycle the city has gone through, and today I'm going to give you the real numbers. The story for South of 5th condos in the first quarter of 2026 is one of a premium market holding its value and doing so with confidence. But before we look at the numbers, let me tell you something about South of 5th that the data alone can't capture, because understanding this neighborhood is what makes the market data make sense. South of 5th is a beach community, but not in the way most people think of Miami Beach. This is a laid-back residential enclave where some of the world's most discerning buyers choose to live. It has that rare combination of a relaxed beach lifestyle with an extremely high-end quality of life. Geographically, it's stunning. Biscayne Bay runs along the west side of South of 5th, while the Atlantic Ocean frames the south and the east side. You're literally surrounded by water on three sides, thus making South of 5th one of the most prestigious addresses to own a residence in the state of Florida. Add to that some of the best restaurants, not just in Miami, but internationally recognized dining destinations right at your doorstep, including, of course, Joe's Stone Crab, Prime 112, and Milo's. This is a neighborhood where the lifestyle matches the price point and the market reflects it. Let's start looking at the first quarter month by month. Here we go. So here's our first graph looking at the numbers for the first quarter of 2026. So we look at January, active listings 153, 11 closed sales, giving us about 14 months of supply, only 56 days on the market. Look at the median price per square foot, pretty high at $1,520, and median price sold $3.1 million. Now let's look at February to see how it compares. Now look at this, active listings up from 153 to 190. However, closed sales kept pace and they increased to 17, therefore bringing months of supply down to 11. Days on market though went up to 86. Median price per square foot went down to 1148. Median price sold went down to 1.390. And now March, active listings actually went down a bit to 183. Closed sales kept pace again, increased to 18, the highest for the quarter, bringing months of supply down to 10. Days on market slightly increased to 96. The median price per square foot went down to 1,080. Median price sold about flat, $1,407,500. So from what we could see here, closed sales increasing month over month tells us that more buyers are entering the market as the months go by. So more buyers were entering the market as the quarter progressed, something we're going to keep our eyes on heading into the second quarter. Now we want to look at this first quarter data and compare it to 2025, to last year's data, to see if we can put it into context. Let's take a look at that now. Here we go. So here we have the numbers from 2025's first quarter versus 2026 first quarter. Look at this, active listings way down from 223 to 183. Closed sales went slightly down from 54 to 46, but with not as many active listings, that's why the months of supply is staying right at 12. And actually, these transactions transacted a little bit faster. Days on market went from 94 to 86. Median price per square foot slightly down by 10%, as you could see, to 1148. However, the median price sold inched up to $1,407,000. So we're getting some mixed signals here overall. Some of the metrics were up, some were down, but the sentiment seems to be positive. We're now going to show you a market snapshot of where the market in South of 5th condos stands for the first quarter, as well as the price range of where the activity is taking place in South of 5th. Let's take a look at that now. So here's our snapshot of where the market stands for the first quarter in South of 5th. And we'll go over it again. Active listings 183. Closed sales for the quarter were at 46, giving us about 12 months of supply. Now, 12 months of supply can seem pretty high, as typically a balanced market's considered to have 6 to 9 months of supply. However, when we look at days on market, 86, which is under 3 months, that's pretty good, especially when given the high median price of $1.4 million. You know, South of 5th really isn't about volume. It's more about its premium that it gets versus other condo areas in Miami. So these numbers look pretty good. Then we give you a breakdown of those 46 closed sales so we could see where they're transacting. And look at this. I mean, under $1 million, you have 16 closed sales, 1 to 3, 15, 3 to 5, 10. So right there, between basically under $1 million up to $5 million, that makes up 90% of the closed sales in South of 5th. You have 41 out of the 46 closed sales were at $5 million and under. And even at the higher price ranges, you have activity slows down dramatically, but you had 1 closed sale between 5 and 10, and then 4 closed sales between 10 and $20 million for the quarter. And on that note, we like to highlight the highest priced closed sale of the quarter. It was a beautifully remodeled high floor corner 4-bedroom condo at the Continuum South Tower with over 5,000 square feet. And it sold for just under $20 million or $19.9 million, which brings it just under $4,000 a square foot at $3,940 a square foot to be exact. This sale confirms the very top of the South of 5th market. When the right property comes to market at the right price, buyers are there and they're willing to pay. If you're a buyer looking for a condo in South of 5th, you have less inventory to choose from than you did a year ago, all while days on market decreased to 86 and prices seem to be holding. So be patient to find the right condo for you. If you're a seller here, the data is encouraging. Prices are holding and moving up. Obviously, that $19.9 million sale at the Continuum is a reminder of what this market can deliver when the product is exceptional and the pricing is right. Overpricing in any market will cause properties to sit, and South of 5th is no exception. Price correctly, present your property turnkey in great condition, and the right buyer will find you. That is your complete South of 5th condo market update for the first quarter of 2026. As the numbers showed, you could see why South of 5th is one of Miami's most exclusive addresses when it comes to condos. As I start my 20th year in the Miami real estate market, I can proudly say that our goal in making these videos is to help as many people as we can by sharing real market data to give you a better insight into the local market. If you found this useful, subscribe. Drop any questions in the comments. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.